Wrist, get in the end zone. Here we go. What's it?
We have good process, okay? And if you'd have told me, let's see, we picked him on Saturday, right? Friday night driving home, y'all are going to pick Shedeur, I would say that's not happening. But we had a conversation early that morning, and then we had a conversation later that day. I think we had the right people involved in the conversation. At the end of the day, that's Andrew Berry's call. Andrew made the call to pick Shedeur. Just like who's going to start or what play we're going to call is Kevin's call, but that's Andrew's call.
What happens when Shedeur drops a truth nuke and the Browns owner acts like it's just another mimosa at brunch? You already know Coach Prime's about to blow up like confetti at a Cowboy revival. In this video, Deion Sanders claps back so hard, Cleveland's Wi-Fi ducked for cover. Is Shedeur being undermined, overlooked, or flat out disrespected? And what exactly did the Browns' top dog say to trigger Papa Prime into full-blown gladiator mode? Strap in, this one's fiery, petty, and nothing short of iconic.
Man, he's unflappable. We have been through so much as a family, as athletes, that he is prepared for everything. The only thing that really hurt me, when they started the line and saying he wasn't prepared or he was this or he came in with headphones on. I know my sheep. I know my son. I know what I raised. I know better than that. Shedeur ain't never did nothing stupid like that. Ain't never been nowhere unprepared, ill-prepared. No, if you talk to him.
If you're enjoying, please subscribe Shedeur Sanders to the channel. It helps more than you think. When the Browns owner stepped up to the mic, you'd think he was about to unveil Cleveland's cure for mediocrity. But nope, instead of ending their quarterback curse, he somehow managed to downplay Shedeur Sanders so absurdly, you could practically hear Deion's sunglasses fogging up from across state lines. Back in Colorado, Coach Prime stopped mid-strut, squinted at the headline, and muttered, "Hold up, they said what about my son?" The disrespect wasn't subtle, it was broadcast in surround sound.
Like, how the hell did that not happen?
They mama side.
That got
they mama side.
Okay.
And I'm not happy about that. It's they mama side. But yeah. But you know what? I don't think Shedeur would be the quarterback he is if he had that.
I hear you.
Because now he has to really use the intellect and the instinct and understanding of the game and understand defenses and all that. So, and the thing about
not worried about running and doing
the thing about this kid, I'm gonna give you some heat.
Yeah, cool.
How many quarterbacks going in this draft have started every game in high school?
Right.
Every game in college but one. Has had several different offensive coordinators.
Right.
And not the best of protection that we wanted.
The Browns have never been poster children for smart quarterback decisions. This is the same team that treats QBs like seasonal decorations, rotate them in, toss them out, and cross their fingers the next one doesn't implode. They've burned through more signal callers than most folks have had gym memberships. And yet, when Shedeur steps onto the field, rifling darts, owning the huddle, and looking like the most NFL-ready talent in the building, Cleveland shrugs like he's just there to hand out towels and top off the Gatorade cooler.
I was a millionaire at 21. I was a pro. The difference is I played 3 sports in college. I just wanted you to know when he talked. Sometimes you forget. What? You think you just talking to dad. He was not a millionaire at 20, so I don't know. I was not a millionaire at 20.
Let's break down what the Browns owner really implied, because this wasn't just a casual overlook. It was a clean-cut, PR-coded, corporate-grade backhand. Without directly saying it, he sent a clear message: Shedeur's not quite there yet. That maybe the other guys, yes, the ones skipping passes off the grass like it's a shortstop drill, are somehow more qualified. Apparently, being accurate, confident, and in total command isn't the bar. No, you also have to look the NFL part, rigid, predictable, and ideally held together by medical tape. Because in this league, raw talent isn't enough if you don't fit the mold they're comfortable losing with.
Tonight was one of those nights, and I mean, shoot, that's what we expect. He's so darn good that we don't give him the credit that he deserves for some of the things that he does. Wow. See, you don't even know that stuff because you're into the game and you're coaching. You don't even think about that kind of stuff. I remember, I think he did that one time in Jackson, that he was phenomenal like that. But wow. And they don't even mention him, but he's not even mentioned. Oh, my bad. He's my son.
Meanwhile, Shedeur's throwing darts so precise they should come with a surgeon's license. He's reading defenses like he's skimming a pop quiz he already knows all the answers to. The dude has a fast release, poise in the pocket, and the kind of swagger that makes his O-line instantly block harder just to protect the vibe. But the Browns? They've got him doing warm-ups like he's an unpaid intern. The hilarious part? Even the fans aren't fooled. Social media lit up like the Browns accidentally drafted a punter in the first round again. People are watching the reps and asking the obvious, why is the guy who clearly outshines everyone else getting treated like the backup to the backup's backup? You've got Shedeur launching ropes while someone else is throwing ducks, and yet somehow, he's not getting the nod. It's like watching Gordon Ramsay cook filet mignon while being told to take notes from a guy burning instant noodles. And that's when Deion Sanders entered the chat. Not literally, of course, but when Coach Prime speaks, even indirectly, you feel it. You see, Deion didn't just put on his coach hat, he threw on the dad visor, the media cap, and the truth teller crown all at once. He didn't hold back. He reminded the world, loudly and without apology, that his son isn't just good, he's built for the spotlight. And if the NFL can't see that, maybe it needs a new prescription.
Maybe it's my algorithm, but I see Shiloh and Shedeur more than I've ever seen any undrafted guy or fifth-round guy on social media in the history of Instagram, Threads, Twitter, X, whatever it is. Like, those dudes are everywhere. And they caught some of Deion's strays, right? Deion had a level of greatness that was untouchable. Right? Deion could say, yeah, I'm not interviewing with these people because I'm not going to be there in the draft. Deion could say, hey, I already ran 140. I ain't effing with no more of this testing because y'all already know I'm top 5 and it ain't tripping. Watch the film, know who I am. That's the difference.
Deion's response wasn't just a defense of Shedeur. It was a full-blown cultural commentary. Because this wasn't about one QB being overlooked. It was about the way the NFL still struggles to evaluate quarterbacks who don't fit the mold. Confident, charismatic, mobile QBs with personality? Gasp. You'd think Shedeur had asked to redesign the team logo with glitter and rhinestones the way they reacted. Deion's had enough of the polite nonsense. He's watched his son work harder than the guy doing two-a-days in January. He's seen Shedeur break down film like he's directing a Scorsese project. He's witnessed the leadership, players naturally rally around him like he's Moses parting the Red Sea. But sure, let's give more reps to someone who peaked in 2021 and still uses training wheels. And it's not just about talent. It's about narrative. The NFL loves a comeback story, but only for the people they already believe in. Shedeur's story? It's happening in real time. He's not begging for validation, he's demanding recognition. He's not just another guy chasing a dream, he's walking in, slapping that dream on the table, and saying, here's my resume. Highlight reel included.
They don't want to have a quarterback coming in, and they got to worry about his dad making noise about what they're doing, how they're doing it, how effective they are or are not.
Right.
All of those things come into play, and then ultimately, you know, you're an executive and you've got chosen a coach, but the audience is clamoring for dad to come coach his son and all of this other stuff. All of those things are things that an executive or an ownership group is going to be worried about because they're about having control over their own.
Cleveland, however, seems determined to pretend the future isn't staring them in the face. They've built an entire culture around questionable decisions, and this just adds another chapter to their DIY manual on how to waste talent. And Deion? He's watching this all unfold like a man who already knows how this story ends. Because he's seen the NFL chew up and spit out players less prepared, less skilled, and far less focused than Shedeur. This isn't just personal, it's generational. Deion Sanders knows exactly what kind of pressure comes with being great in a world that isn't ready for you. He's walked that path in gold cleats. So when he sees his son being sidelined for political reasons wrapped in mediocre excuses, he doesn't smile politely and shake hands. He calls it what it is, sabotage, plain and simple. And make no mistake, Shedeur isn't just some kid with good PR. He's the real deal. His college career wasn't built on hype, it was built on reads, precision, and leading a locker room full of doubters to actual results. The man plays with the composure of a 10-year vet and the confidence of someone who's already seen the playbook for life.
A couple teams that I won't allow him to play for.
Whoa.
This is my profession. I know what's behind the curtain. We ain't got to get back there for me to understand what's not prominent for my son. I'm not doing it. Ain't
And
no
if he
in the world.
doesn't listen to you?
Who? No, you must mean owners, like not my son.
Have you told him privately who you would like for him to play for?
It's not like who I would like for him to play for. It's
Cleveland's issue isn't that they don't see it, it's that they do, and they don't know how to handle it. They've built their quarterback depth chart like it's a used car lot, shiny paint jobs, lots of miles, and all the same problems under the hood. And right in front of them is a brand new Tesla, and they're busy test driving a rusted-out hatchback from 2009. But here's where it gets even funnier. Deion didn't just go off for the sake of it. He's been patient. He's watched the politics play out. But this latest slight? This wasn't just a football decision. It was a trigger. And when Prime gets triggered, it's like unleashing a motivational speech wrapped in a flamethrower. He didn't tiptoe around it. He lit the match, dropped it in a pile of league politics, and walked away in slow motion. The NFL says it wants change. It says it wants new voices, new talent, and new energy. But when it's right in front of them, they start clutching their pearls. Shedeur doesn't fit the cookie-cutter QB mold? Good. That mold's outdated anyway. He's not a robot. He's a leader with swagger, and swagger terrifies the gatekeepers. Because swagger can't be coached, and it sure as hell can't be controlled. And now that Deion's made it clear he's watching, the Browns have a choice.
Jimmy Haslam called out his GM Andrew Berry so hard. Do you remember when the Browns drafted Shedeur Sanders? You remember, right? He fell all the way to the 5th round. It was a big deal. And the owner said at the end of the day, this is his quote, "That's Andrew Berry's call. Andrew made the call to pick Shedeur." That's so awesome. It's so wrong also. A, it's wrong to throw your GM under the bus. B, it's wrong to throw him under the bus on something that they know, you know, everyone in the organization knows, everyone in the media knows. You are full of it. It's total horse.
They can keep pretending they didn't just step on a gold mine. Or they can admit they've been playing checkers while everyone else is using ChatGPT to write chess moves. Shedeur doesn't need pity. He needs opportunity. And when he gets it, he's going to make everyone who slept on him look like they were napping through the revolution. This whole situation is a masterclass in NFL delusion. The Browns had a chance to do something smart, maybe even historic. Instead, they hesitated. They played it safe. And Deion, in all his neon-suited wisdom, called it out like only he can. Not just as a father. Not just as a coach. But as a man who's been underestimated and over-delivered his entire career. Deion Sanders has never been the type to sip tea and smile politely when the football world serves up nonsense, and right now, he's staring down the entire NFL establishment like it just insulted his mama's sweet tea recipe. This latest Browns situation isn't just about reps or preseason politics, it's the latest chapter in Deion's long-standing war against football's crustiest gatekeepers. And let's be honest, the NFL has more gatekeeping than a medieval castle with trust issues.
Cleveland Browns owner Jimmy Haslam has come out and basically said he didn't want Shedeur Sanders. He didn't want them to draft Shedeur Sanders. The GM wanted Shedeur Sanders and drafted Shedeur Sanders. And my thing is, okay, if you feel that way, why come out and say that right now when their young Royal is fighting for a position and a spot on the team? How do you think that makes him feel when he knows that the boss, the big boss of the Cleveland Browns, the owner of the team, didn't want him?
Remember when folks laughed at him for taking over Colorado? He's flashy, he's loud, he's not serious. Then boom, he turned a program that had less juice than a sun-dried raisin into a national headline factory. Deion doesn't just call out doubters, he bulldozes their expectations, dances on the wreckage, and makes sure the cameras are rolling the whole time. So when the Browns play Duck Duck Goose with Shedeur Sanders reps while letting other QBs skip the line like they've got VIP wristbands, Deion sees what's happening. He's seen it before. And this time, it's personal. Because Shedeur isn't just another QB prospect, he's a test case. A talented, cerebral, polished quarterback who just happens to be confident, black, and not interested in being humble for other people's comfort. And if history has taught us anything, it's that those quarterbacks get treated like they brought a kazoo to a symphony audition. You think it's a coincidence that dual-threat quarterbacks, especially the ones who speak their minds, keep being asked to switch to receiver or sit behind the veteran while their blander counterparts are handed the franchise keys like it's a company golf cart.
Distance himself from actually drafting Shedeur, even though he said what he originally wanted to say was, that's not gonna happen. Now, I don't know if he's saying that's not gonna happen as if they didn't want to draft him in the first couple of rounds, or he was saying that he didn't want him on his team. You know what I mean? I can't prove that, but pretty much what he was saying is he wasn't on board with drafting Shedeur. Like I said, I don't know if that was for the round that they was picking in, or if it was just Shedeur, period. You know what I mean? But
Lamar Jackson had to win an MVP before people stopped asking if he should play safety. Cam Newton criticized more for his post-game outfits than his pre-snap reads. Even Jalen Hurts had to fight off "not a pocket passer" chatter after taking the Eagles to the Super Bowl. Meanwhile, some QBs with the personality of a cardboard sandwich get drafted top 5 because they look like a quarterback, whatever that means. Now here comes Shedeur. Elite college stats. Pocket presence smoother than butter in July. Leadership so real, players would run through a brick wall for him, even if it meant rebuilding the wall afterward. And how is he rewarded? With the fewest reps on the Browns' depth chart, behind guys who've spent more time tossing Gatorade bottles than actual passes. Is this a meritocracy? Or a high school popularity contest where the prom king always gets the start? Shedeur's resume speaks for itself. Over 3,200 passing yards last season. Nearly 70% completion rate. Poised under pressure. Never flinched behind one of the worst O-lines in college football. And leadership? The man was mic'd up cracking jokes and calling audibles at the same time, basically running a masterclass in command presence while half the team was still tying their cleats.